Hey everybody, I'm Sean and welcome to Southern Audacity. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your time. Today I am going to be embroidering the back of this denim jacket. It's not really a denim jacket, but it is a denim shirt that I am going to be using as a denim jacket because it is heavy enough to act as a jacket. And this is the first of many backs that I will be embroidering using my By Mirror 1501. It's a 15 needle embroidery machine. And I am going to be hooping this project with the 12 by 15 Mighty Hoop magnetic hoop. Okay, let's get started. Alrighty, so first I am going to be using something a little different from my other videos. I think I showed you in one video that this had been sitting in the corner, and this is the Hoop Master hooping station. I'm going to be using the adjustable fixtures so that I can have my 12 by 15 Mighty Hoop placed and my item lined up as perfect as possible. This is going to be really helpful for anyone who needs to make sure your placement is perfect. And then there are other fixtures that you could use on this, but we'll talk about that in another video. Now with these, you flip these back and you've got these little screws that you can line them up. Make sure everything is in the same position on both sides, but I'll just leave these open because I'm gonna need them open. Let's see here, I'm gonna take the magnet apart, separating your hoop. Now this part will go in the bottom, and you want to make sure that the warnings are on the outside because this is what's going to be up against your stabilizer. Now for this, I'm gonna leave this here, and this is going to get caught up in here or attached in there, and then I'm going to screw these in just a little bit. You don't have to have them really tight, but this will just be the placement for this hoop size. So now if I'm going to keep using this particular hoop, this 12 by 15, I don't have to keep moving this up and down. I could just leave this here, slide it in up under this, I want to call it a washer or something, and put it in place. Now I'm going to open these. I'm going to be using some 1.8 ounce tearaway stabilizer for this project, and really it could stand to be cut a little bit, but I'll close that up there, and let me get some scissors and I will cut this a little bit because I really don't need all of that, and I want this to hold the stabilizer down well. So let me cut that off, get that up there. Now I am going to take my jacket, or if you're using, you know, a jacket back, the back of a shirt, you can use this for the front as well, okay? You don't have to just use this for the back, but I'm gonna leave it fastened, and in my case, fasten it back up, and then I'm gonna drape it over it so that the hoop is in the right place for this particular item. And I'm just trying to do this really quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. Now this is the center point. I can feel this. I have something that I can feel so that I'll know where my center is on this hoop. And if you know me from my single needle videos, you know that I like the single needles in that they have those little nodules on the hoops where you can feel where your center lines are. And so since I did iron a crease in the back, I don't know if you can see that crease, but I did iron a crease in there. I could trace along that, and I could feel that it is right where I want it to be there, and I can feel that this is being lined up really good. So it should not be crooked. And you could bring this down as far as you would like. I am going to keep it right about here because this is the hoop edge, and I want the design to be right about in that area. So now I'm not going to put any water soluble or anything over this because this is denim, and I'm just making sure that my stabilizer didn't fold back on me anywhere on the sides here. I am going to just watch my fingers. And did you see how it just kind of pulled towards it? And it's hooped. You just pull it out. You've got that drum sound, so it is hooped very well. And you just slide it out and you take it to the machine. So let's go to the machine. Alrighty, so this is the Buy 1501, which is a 15 needle embroidery machine. I did order this through Alibaba, working with the agent Helen Gu. I ordered it in February, putting my deposit down, then I paid the rest off on March 3rd. I wasn't expecting this machine to arrive until May. However, March 27th, I got an email saying, hey, your machine is ready for pickup in Atlanta. So my husband did go and pick it up for me. It did sit in our living room for a few weeks because we weren't quite sure what we were going to do with it as far as where my room was going to be, because it was not going to fit upstairs with the other machine with everything else I had in that room. So hubby gave up his man cave and here I am. So this is how you have to put the frames on your Buy embroidery machines, on the Buy mirror. I'm not sure about the other model, but there's a little groove right here. It goes in on the right hand side of the machine, your right hand side when you're facing it. I did open the jacket up just to make sure that nothing is too tight or anything and everything will be hanging. So I am going to make sure I slide this over that arm, and I'm kind of going in at an angle. And I'm just going to make sure I let as much drape as I possibly can. And you're just going to slide these in. And they snap in place there. Now, it's strange because this mighty hoop actually hoops in this machine a lot easier than, sorry, I'm all in your way. A lot easier than the green frames that come with the machine. I don't know what it is, if it's because the arms are extended a little bit here and this is so close, but I had a hard time trying to hoop bigger items with the hoops that come with the machine. So this is perfect. So I do my double checks just to make sure nothing is going to get caught up and nothing is underneath there, because the last thing you want to do is go through, I forgot how many thousand stitches this design is, only to have part of it stitch your item together. So I just want to make sure nothing is going to get caught up. And so we're good there. And now I am going to get started with tracing and making sure everything fits. Okay, so first you may notice on this machine, I do have my laser light turned on. Normally it does not stay on, but there is a setting that will allow you to change it so that your laser light will stay on. You basically just go into your settings tab. You're going to scroll your pages all the way until you get to setting 74. Positioning red light mode. If you hit open and leave it at open, it will leave it on. And then if you hit auto, and hit OK, it will close. Okay, so I hit OK, and then I'm going to hit escape, and you'll notice that the laser light is now turned off. But I'm going to turn it back on because I'm used to having the laser light on, and I don't know what I'm going to do when it burns out. And now it's back on. I'm hoping that you all are able to see that. But so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to trace what I call trace, because that's what I've always called it on the single needles. But I'm going to trace to make sure the design goes where I want it to go. And so I'm going to hit the embroidery off, no, escape. Set start. And I'm just looking at where the red light is, making sure that it is not gonna go out of bounds. And it looks good. And that's using the set start button, okay? Now there is another button that says float. And if you float, it literally goes around just where the actual design is going to be stitched. Floating makes it move a little bit slower. However, it is a little bit more precise in that you can see where the design is going to be at. And so for some reason, oh, the collar is blocking the light. I'm like, where is that light at? Because I know we're not out of bounds. I've already done the test stitch, so I know it fits the hoop. So floating it on the by, that option does make it go slower. And I'll let that finish floating and we'll get ready to stitch. Alrighty, so I'm just going to show you my screen real quick. The first needle will start on needle 15. 44,515 stitches in this design. No, I will not record the whole part, the whole stitch out, but I will let you see it as it goes, as it progresses. So now I'm just going to hit this green button and it's going to get ready to start stitching. I'm hoping that this design color is bold enough to stand out against the denim, but we will just keep our fingers crossed that it works out. We are still stitching along. So far, so good. And this design that I'm using, it's actually two different designs from Urban Threads. If you look up Urban Threads in their search bar, put in zodiacs, and a bunch of different zodiac designs and constellation designs will pop up. And this is just a combination of two of the many that you will see on their website, Urban Threads. This is actually a variegated thread that I am using, that I obtained from Amazon, but it's by Nubro Threads. It's one of their variegated threads that have the purple in it. Alrighty guys, so this is done stitching. I am going to take it off of the hoop, and it's a little like puckery, and I know it's because I probably could have pulled this a little bit tighter, and I could have done some spray adhesive so that the back will actually stick to the stabilizer. So that is something I will consider going forward. I like the design. It's stitched out exactly the way the test stitch did, except I did use different colors. And so we're going to take it off the hoop and get back to the table, or get back to the table and take it off of the hoop. Alrighty, my good people. So this is the finished result. I am going to remove it from the 12 by 15 mighty hoop. Before I do it, this is how you remove it. This is the part that sticks away from the machine when it's going in. And I just press down like that and peel them away from each other. And then I do make sure I snap them back together, okay, without getting my fingers caught up in the way, because you don't want your fingers to be caught up in these. Now, I will let you know, and it says it on it. It has warnings. It has warnings about pacemakers. You definitely don't want to use this if you have a pacemaker or someone in your house. You want to make sure they're not near these magnets. And then also, it's a pinching hazard. Yes, you will pinch your finger and it does not feel good. But I'm going to set this aside. And getting back to the design, it did stitch exactly how I wanted it to, okay? Now, the design altogether is from Urban Threads, and this middle part with the Capricorn symbol, this is one part of the zodiac design. This on each side, I should say, I think it's a constellation design or something. You go on Urban Threads website, you will see it. And what I did do so that it would fit the design or fit the back of my jacket without having to resize it, I did eliminate some of the stitches from the outside because this actually goes out further. I did not need that much that many stars. So I just put it out there. And so that is this. And I don't think there's anything else I could add about the design itself. The thread for the trim, this thick satin stitch here, this is a variegated thread from New Bro Thread, and that is off of Amazon. I am going to take away this tearaway stabilizer. This is a heavier stabilizer, but I'm just going to take this all away. You could use cutaway. Next time I will definitely use a fusing agent. 505 I really don't care for, or maybe I'll just use a fusible stabilizer altogether. I'll figure it out by the time I do the next jacket, which I actually have 4 jackets lined up that need to be done. So I'm not playing when I say I have jackets to do. It's just a matter of getting these things done and recorded. Hopefully I'll be able to record more of them. But if I don't, please don't hold it against me. There are a couple I need to just go ahead and get them done. But I'll go through and I'm going to clean up all of this. For this type of design with all these little parts, a cutaway would make more sense and just leave it on the back, but I'm going to skip over that. I'll clean the rest up later for the sake of this video. What I will do, just to make sure that it's not puffy and puckery, I'm going to go through, yeah, there's a little water in there, and I'm going to steam iron it from the back side. I always try to steam iron from the back side of the embroidery, just because you don't want your design or your threads to get scorched if your iron happens to be too hot. And this little steam iron, I got this from Walmart, but it is available on Amazon if you're not trying to go out shopping, or you could get it on walmart.com. I will try to find the links and add them somewhere below in the description box. I know sometimes I forget to leave things. I'm trying to get better about it, but okay. So now let's flip this back over. And I do love it. I really do. What do you all think? Alrighty, I'm just gonna hold it up for you so you can see how it looks. And you will see this jacket again because I have some other parts that I need to stitch. So keep an eye out for that. But I've got some other projects I've got to get done before I go back to this. So that's truly it for this video. I do thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. This, once again, was stitched using the by 15 needle embroidery machine, and this is the by mirror 1501. And I used the 12 by 15 mighty hoop, and the jacket was on clearance at Walmart. And it's really a shirt. I'm just using it as a jacket. So thank you all. Please join me next time. But until then, keep taking care of yourselves.